Studying online or off-campus has gradually been increasing since the 1990s. Several factors are likely to be behind this trend. Improved educational technology via the internet makes it a lot easier for off-campus students to study. This technological change has also coincided with the increased demand for postgraduate study, which is generally from people who have work and family responsibilities. Actually study off campus. In 2013, it was found that 9% of students were enrolled on a multimodal basis, which means that they studied both online and offline units. Combined with external enrolments, this makes more than a quarter of students as off-campus students.
Hi, my name's Sharelle and I'm from a town in Mootna with a population 7,500. We're pretty close to Shepparton, which most of you would know, famous for its fiberglass moving cows and SPC out Mootna. We're a regional city and we are lucky enough to have similar resources to the big city kids. To have at least 5 high schools and a regional university campus as well as a GOTAE. But as with most regional university campuses, our study options are pretty limited. So what's a person to do if they want to study something other than nursing or accounting or business?
They either A, move away to big cities where they survive off Centrelink, Meagering and Goon for 3 to 4 years, or they can B, complete study online, maybe even from the comfort of their own home, where they might be lucky enough that their parents might actually feed you. So for rural and regional students, how does online media help us to learn and engage with others? How does it help us learn without the physical interaction of a classroom or being able to attend a lecture? I thought I'd ask one of my friends who actually studies from a rural area and see what her experiences were like. Natalie studies, why don't you tell me what you're studying at?
I'm studying a graduate certificate in rural development through the University of Queensland.
And where do you live?
I live in Stewarton, which is in northeast Victoria, about halfway between Shepparton and Benalla.
A little bit about your online studies. So what online resources do you actually use for your study?
So at the moment we have an online Blackboard system where we are connected with like all the other students that are learning online or physically at university. With that we have access to recorded lectures as well as what do you call them?
Like online classrooms?
Yeah.
Live tunes?
And with that, obviously, like your readings and things like that are loaded online for us. The other thing that I've found working, I guess, away from a physical campus, it's important to engage with other students. So we've used Facebook a number of times to create like online chats and things like that, which has worked really well for us.
Yeah, awesome. So as an online student, how do those actual resources assist your learning and engagement?
I guess having the opportunity to access so many different ways of learning, if that makes sense. Having the online modules where you can actually print them out and read them versus engaging with other students. It allows you to sort of, I guess, get different opinions on different topics. Also having, I guess, at the touch of a button to send a message or an email or something like that to a lecturer or another student really helps when you're learning like via distance ed.
Yeah. And using like online discussion boards and things like that with other students and stuff.
And it's good to keep, I guess it's a challenge when you do work away from campus itself. You need to be really proactive, I guess, in checking those messages because it's not necessarily like an instant chat sometimes. So you've got to be proactive in that sense, which is why I think sometimes Facebook works well because you get that instant like notification.
Nearly everyone is on Facebook these days, so something that's easily accessible in their phone, whereas probably not every student has their online cloud system or whatever
and I don't uses. I mean, the system that the University of Queensland uses is a separate email system, so I don't have that set up necessarily on my phone like as an app, so you actually have to physically log on to check that stuff.
So Facebook can be really good. 10 years ago, Hostetter and Busch discussed in a paper about the way computer-mediated options range from email communication with students to online course environments for posting course materials and facilitating discussions to internet-based course delivery. Now, a lot has changed in 10 years. Now, we don't only have these options, but we also have the ability to sit in online classrooms and engage with students and lecturers. We can watch lectures online. We can use YouTube for educational videos and listen to podcasts. And we can also engage with other students and our tutors and lecturers on social media. A study by Kumar, Liu and Black in 2012 found that convenience, communications and collaboration drove undergraduates' use of new technologies. Students were finding it more convenient to schedule meetings and share resources using social networking tools like Facebook and to back up resources using things like Google Docs. They stayed connected with latest developments and topics of interest using blogs, shared photographs online and communicated with their peers to organise study groups or elicit information about professors and assignments using social network sites. In 2001, a study by Mama compared students' attitudes towards face-to-face and an online class and found that students in the web-based class felt it was more personal than site-based courses. Swan in 2002 further supported this notion, finding that students found it more equitable and more democratic than traditional classroom discussions, and there was a positive relationship between levels of interactions among students and student satisfaction in the course. As we move forward with online education, the distinction between off-campus students and campus students becomes more blurry. It's likely that students who might only live next door, 5 minutes away, will sit at home in their PJs and watch a lecture online rather than actually going to the university and attend. It's really important for educators and students alike to consider how to best utilise these methods to have the best learning experience possible. Isn't that right, Pippa? You say hello? Say hello.